All right. Welcome back to Promontory Decking Headquarters. This is episode 11. Man, yesterday was a good day. It didn't turn into any money, but it was just a good day for Promontory Decking. We went to this NADRA event in Carlsbad, and April from Deck Builder Marketers was kind of putting it on and like the liaison for NADRA. And I took my right-hand man, Dan, with me, and we went up there and we kind of schmoozed a little bit. We finally got to meet a couple people. I'm going to name drop here for a second, but we got to meet Dave from Fraser Decks. We got to meet Josh from Timber Tech. We saw AJ from Camo there. We saw Jax from J&W Lumber. And I got to meet April, which was great. And I made a couple other connections there that they're just great. Great to start meeting people in the industry, seeing people that have been here for much longer than me. And everyone was super helpful and rooting me on. It's kind of funny, like right when I got there, I'm talking with April and she's like, "Hey, you're a newbie. Like, here's this piece of paper. It's a disclaimer. And you're going to get on the microphone." And I didn't quite understand the assignment. So she put me on the spot and she gives me a microphone, and I'm here in front of all these other deck builders and, product reps. And I've never been to one of these NADRA events. So I'm like, "Hey, I'm Ethan, and I own Promontory Decking, and yada yada. And I'm just here to learn, and I'm a new contractor in the space, and I'm trying to carve out my own little path, and I'm here to learn from all of you, and happy to be here." And then she's like, "You gotta read the disclaimer," and I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess I had a job, and that whole formal introduction wasn't really needed." But anyway, it was good. It was fun. Everyone was super warm and inviting. And we got a couple little freebies and just made some really good connections. I was like pumped to be there. And so I got to meet Ramon from Peak Framing, and I paid attention to his business. And I've heard nothing but like wonderful things about Fraser Decks. And so I started diving into their portfolio, and I'm just blown away with the level of craftsmanship that company has, starts to operate. Or, they've just built a really wonderful product and a wonderful company. And there is so much I could learn from their business and their reputation and their level of craftsmanship. So, man, it was cool. Another thing I want to touch on today is I got a call from a previous client, and we'll talk about this particular job in other episodes. But long story short, we started a deck build for them that kind of like turned into a lot of different things in their backyard. A different stair set, 2 different stair sets, a walkway that got framed in, fencing that needed to get a bunch of grading and dirt work, and concrete pads, and it just like the project started as a deck build, and then it got really big. And we got to this point where they were going on vacation, and we needed a break from the whole job. And so we finished the deck for them, and we were just waiting, like, okay, let us know when we want to finish the job. And, I'm new at this, and in this period of time, I was kind of taking my guys from 1099 to integrating them into payroll, getting workers' comp all set up, and insurance, and my overhead jumped up, and it made operating on this job difficult with our newfound overhead. And anyway, like I said, we're going to touch more about this particular project in another episode down the line. But they gave me a call back, and it's a good thing, because I want to see things through. I want to finish projects, but I also have to make sure that I'm protecting myself, my guys, and my business at the same time. And like I said, we'll dive into those details at another time. But regardless, I'm really excited to at least work through the process of getting back to a completed, like, what does complete look like for you as clients in this backyard? What do you want to see done? And how do we deliver that to you at a price where we win, you're happy, everyone does it? What materials do we need to work? So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to navigate that. I'm continuing to work on this sauna design. I got to get faster with SketchUp. Like, I'm kind of learning my shortcuts and stuff on it, but holy moly, it takes me forever. And definitely not my favorite part of the process. So, but I've got to get good at it. I've got to get at least decent enough. Get better at it, that's for sure. So thanks for paying attention. That's what I'm doing today. I'm going to take Elliot over to the basketball courts here in a little while. And I've got a couple emails and stuff. I want to touch base with all the people I met at NADRA, send them a little message and be like, hey, this is Ethan from Promontory Decking. Just wanted to establish contact, and this is my number, because I shook a lot of hands and we told a lot of stories, and it was really, really cool. That event that April put on was great, and NADRA seems like a wonderful camp to be a part of. So I'm gonna look in further into like membership and what that costs, and the networking alone would be worth it, But we got to do what we got to do. And thank you for sticking along with me on this journey, and appreciate you paying attention, and we'll see you on the next one.